Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Reverend Sylvester Hampton, once again, one man of God unfiltered. Today's lesson is going to be let your dad be your advocate. Let your dad be your advocate. This is a continuation of how important the father is in the daughter's life and how important the father is in how men. It's very important for a man to find a wife through the hands of another man of God. It is truly, truly, truly very important when a man is in search of a wife that he finds a wife in the hands of her father, because in the hands of another man of God, he has already prepared a wife for a man to marry. I told you that you find a wife. When you find a wife, you find a good thing. A wife coming from a perspective when a man has a covering over his daughter, he's teaching his daughter of what a wife is all about. I told you that God never gives, when God gives a man his whole mission, he gives a man everything he needs to carry on the legacy. He doesn't give a man part of it. He gives the man the whole thing. So he gives a man everything he needs to prepare that legacy. That means that he gives a man the tools to raise boy and girl. So that's something that Satan wants you to believe, that you don't have it all, that you depend on something from the outside, that God did not give you everything you need, that you depend on a helper to give you the tools that you need to prepare your children. That's not true. Because your helper, if Satan wants you to believe that your helpmeet is you depend on your helpmeet to prepare your children to go out into the world, that's what Satan's got you, because he wants you to rely on your helpmeet to prepare your children to go out into the world, because he's got you where he wants you, because he's already caused a rift between your helpmeet and your children. So those three parts in the family, there are three parts in your household. It's the mother, father, and children. Mother, father, and children. Two of those elements are pliable. The father part, the head of household, are not pliable. He is covered by God, and he's given his instruction and the mission by God. So if God gave the helper, the head of household, the whole mission, that means that there is no need for an outside source to give him the whole mission, because God gave him everything he needs to accomplish his mission. He needs a helper to help to come submit under his mission, to come subordinate under his mission, to assist him in his overall mission. You see how God works? God never gives you a mission that you can't accomplish on your own. Amen. So if you look at it from a logical standpoint, which is God is a logical God, giving his whole mission to a logical being. The female or the helpmeet is illogical and pliable, because she's supposed to be pliable to your mission. And she comes from the covering of a man of God to another covering, which is you. I remember talking to a friend of mine who was a female coach basketball coach, and he said that he can always tell when a one of his female one of his students come from a household that's dominated by a female versus coming from a household from a man perspective. If she's coming from a household from a man, that she's coming from a household of a father versus a woman's household, you can always tell, because I would suspect that whenever he tells the woman that is one of his students what to do, she grasps it right away. But when a woman is coming from a woman's perspective, a woman's household, he has to say it over and over again, because a student coming from a household that's guarded by a woman, women for the most part don't respect a man's authority. He has to fight and say things over and over again because they don't respect a man or like a man, and they don't have they second guess what a man says. So a man has to say things over and over again to win their approval, and because they're coming to the table second guessing a man, and so the man's authority don't mean anything to them. So that's the difference of coming under authority of a man and you go into authority from one umbrella to another umbrella. That's the most important thing. That's the reason why it's so important to come get your wife from the hands of a man of God that has a covering over his daughter, because he's going to train his daughter how to be a wife. Okay, and the difference is that the daughter is going to be taught that the man is the prize instead of her. That's the difference, because when the woman has to know that she's competing for you as the husband. These women are going around thinking that they can get that they are the prize, and that the husband and the man is competing for them. And that they are the prize, so they don't have to. All they have to do is just look good, and that's a different mindset. That's a different mindset. So when they have that mindset, they're thinking that you got to chase me. I don't have to chase you. Where they miss the point. They are the ones that miss out. Those are the ones that are going to grow up attracting the beta man. The men who they can control. Those are the ones that are going to be attracting the men who are the men that are going to pacify their feelings. Okay, so those are the ones that they can control and manipulate. Okay, remember that you gotta watch when you say, well, you need to go through therapy. If a woman says, I'm gone through therapy, you gotta ask, is your therapist a woman or a man? A woman that is going to a woman therapist, you might as well say that that's just a waste of time, because a woman therapist is not going to make the correction that she needs to hear. A woman's therapist is, for the most part, are going to pacify another woman. She's going to allow a woman to stay in her delusional state, because she is in a delusional state. One delusional state is going to tell another delusional state how to stay in their delusional state. So they're not going, blind can't lead the blind. So she's not going to get, even though she can be in a therapist situation for years, she's not going to grow because she's not being prepared to be a wife. Her only advocate, true advocate, is her father, who's a man of God, that is having her under his umbrella, that is going to prepare her for a husband. This is how you can tell a woman that is not worthy of being a wife. One of the first things that when you ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? And most women that are not worthy of being a wife, they hate that question. But if you're looking for a wife, you got to ask that question. What do you bring to the table? If I marry you, what do you bring to the table that is worthy of me having you as my wife? First of all, she's going to think that you shouldn't be asking that question because she's going to think that she's the prize, not you. But if she did answer, she's going to be coming at, well, I'm an independent woman. If she thinks that she's an independent woman, that cancels her out right away, because we're not looking for a strong, independent woman. Independent means that she don't need you. Independent straight off the bat means that she don't need you. She can do without you. So that cancels her out right away. That you can stop her right then and say, okay, she can just close down the application fee and stop it right then, and then you can go to the next applicant. And if she start talking about her education, spending time with her kids, that means that she's got kids from the outside. That means that she's looking for a baby daddy. She's looking for a stepdaddy. You don't need that in the first place because you're raising somebody else's seed. Okay, so you're stepdaddy. All you are just an ATM machine, and you don't have any authority in your own house. Okay, that's all she's looking for. She's talking about her education, and she's talking about what kind of job she got, and what she likes. It's all about her, not you. If she starts with saying that, then she already cancels herself out. Okay? Now, this is the difference when it comes time for a woman that's truly into you. A woman that's truly into you, she's going to come to you, and if she wants, she's going to be a true helpmeet. She's going to come to the table, and she's going to be talking about, she brings peace to you. She's going to be talking about that what she can do is cook for you. She wants to please you. She wants to bring peace to you. She wants to keep you, bring peace to you, bring comfort to you. She wants to learn what your favorite dishes are. She will learn to cook from scratch for you. It's all about you. What can she do to please you? It's a duty thing. If she talks like that, that's a wife, because her daddy taught her what to say and what to do and what to expect in her, because she's still under umbrella of her father. Her father taught her how to be a wife. From one umbrella covering to another umbrella covering. You got no business going to try to court an uncovered woman. Okay, that's the difference. Because the father is teaching her how to be a wife. Okay? That's the difference. And the father is always going to put in her face that, hey, look, he's the prize, not you. He's the prize, not you. He has the umbrella over you that is going to protect and govern you. You have to be submissive to his mission. she is going to that's going to bombard her mind, and she's going to be answering it appropriately. I am going to I am going to submit and become under my husband's mission. I'm going to assist him in his God-given mission. That's what I'm here. My duty is for my husband, to bring peace to my husband and comfort to my husband. That's what I am designed to do, to be his helpmeet. That's what I want to do for my husband. To bring peace, comfort, and to cook for him, to bring comfort, and to assist him in his God-given mission. That's what I bring to the table. That's a wife. And a father that is your advocate will ensure that you will find a man that is worthy of his daughter's hand before he hands his daughter's hand to another umbrella to cover, because he makes sure that his daughter, he's going to look at the future husband's heart. That's what the father does, because he's going to be looking at things that you as the daughter want. Because you're going to be looking at what kind of car he got, does he smelling good? Nothing that has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not he's going to be a worthy husband or not. That's the reason why you need a father that's a man of God, to look to see if he's going to be a good man of God. That's the key. That's how God intended for the legacy to go on and on. In the meantime, he's already raising his son, and his son is looking at the daddy and learning from the daddy of how to be a head of household. Because the dad is the advocate for his children. His children. This is an extension to what I talked about the other day about women blowing things. And when you're looking through a woman's eyes, she has a tendency of blowing things too big. Okay, and that's very, very, very important. Like, for example, if a woman is looking for a standards, once a woman hears about what a woman's looking for, when a woman says that sets her standards of what she's looking for, when a man hears that a woman is looking for a 6'6" man, six-figured man that has making over $100,000, is 6 feet tall, and has a six-pack. What that tells the average man is that I don't qualify, so he won't even approach you, because you set your standards. Once you set your standards, then that tells the other guys don't even apply. So this idea that you've already set your standards, the average guy is not going to even give you the second look, because you've already set your standards of that. Now, what a father is going to do is says, that's a bunch of crap. I'll be your advocate, because you are already saying something wrong. Your daddy's going to set the standards and set it. You shut the hell up, because I will set the standards. And I will let me handle this, because you have just negated 90% of the men out there, because you opened your mouth and you set the standards. So 90% of the men, the eligible men, won't even don't apply and won't even apply, because you've negated 90% of the eligible bachelors that would even consider looking at you. And those are good guys that you have negated. So what men see is that, well, I'm 5'11", not 6 feet, so I'm not even going to give her a second look. Women are saying, well, I would have accepted a guy that was 5'11". I'm only 5'5". I would have accepted a man 5'11", 5'10", 5'9". But you said 6 feet. That's how men think. That's how we think. You set the standards. So if you said 6 feet, 6'6", 5'5" ain't gonna make it. 5'5" won't even apply because you said you want 6'6". We won't even apply because 5'5" won't even apply for because you set the standard for 6'6". That's the reason why you are and when you set the standards, you have negated the 5'5", which are good people and good men of God that are 5'5". You don't know what you don't know what you did. You need to just let your Father handle that. He will have already showed you what to say and what to do because He's your advocate. Not your mama, not your female therapist. Amen? Those are the problems that we're having. Those are the problems that we're having when you have females giving other females a standard and teaching you what to do and how to pick a spouse. Females keep other females single. I say again, females that keep other females single. Now, you don't even know whether or not your therapist is married. How the heck is she going to tell you how to be a wife and she's not even one? Amen. How's she going to tell you what to do and she ain't even one? Your closest advocate is the man that loves the hell out of you, which is your daddy. And many of you don't even have a relationship with your daddy because you're listening to your mama that has tarnished your relationship and make you afraid to even approach your daddy. Most of you now are old enough to you can pick up the phone and get a relationship with your daddy. Because your father has so much love to give. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Your mama's have caused you to be in the dark for so long. She don't have nothing to give you. You need to get with your father. He is your advocate. He's the one that keeps that legacy of God going on. You'd be surprised. And once you establish a relationship with your father, he will grow into the relationship that God intended him to grow into because he's got somebody, his children, that's depending on him. And he will grow into what God intended him to grow into. Because he now has someone that's depending on him. A man will grow into what God intended him to grow into. Right now, if he don't have anyone, because a man needs to be needed. That's the reason why a man don't want to have a woman that's independent. Because if a man has a woman that's independent, he feels that I'm not needed. So why in the world would I need a woman that's independent? Independent means I don't need you. So a man all of a sudden says, well, you don't need me, then I don't need you. Then you don't need me because a man needs to be wanted. It's all about a duty and a responsibility because he's looking for a helpmeet, a holy matrimonial thing. He's not looking for a marriage. He's looking for holy matrimony. And a holy matrimonial spouse, wife, his own wife, his own wife has duties, responsibility, and ready to submit to him. Him only. That's what he's looking for. Duty, ready to submit to him only, and a responsibility to him. That's what he wants you to be bringing to the table. And that's it. So when he asks you what you bring to the table, you better be able to answer that. The first words out of your mouth, you better be talking about duties, responsibilities, and submission. Those are the two things. Those are the three things that should be coming out of your mouth. And not everybody's a winner. And you're competing for men. Women, you're competing. It ain't this thing where he's the prize. He's the prize. Amen. And you got to ask your daddy. Your daddy will know who's the prize and who's not. He's your advocate. All right. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here with you today. Like I said, my message is for men. You have the duties and responsibilities. God gave you the ability to raise both your sons and daughters, and you can do it. He gave you that ability. He gave you that mission. You can do it. You don't need no outside forces to do anything else. All right. Your children and are your legacy to pass on. Satan will always make you think that you need somebody else to help you do something. And that element that you think that is going to assist you in doing something is already in his camp. Because he could use your helpmeet that's pliable. Those two things those three elements is yourself and your families. Yourself, the wife and children. Those are the three elements that make up your family. And there's two of those elements are pliable. 2 out of 3 are pliable. And those are the pliable elements that Satan uses that he can manipulate. And his number one target is your helper. All right? He's always been talking to her from day one. And one of his number one tool, his 3 tools that he uses is the television, the telephone, and feminism. Those are his 3 weapons of mass destruction. Amen. So you are the filter of foolishness. Amen. So I keep using those terms to be bombarding you with his tools of destruction. Okay. And remember, they're not your friends, and they're not supposed to entertain them. They're the enemy. They want to kill you. They want to destroy you. You don't entertain them. They're not your friends. You don't entertain them whatsoever. Women, your best friend is your husband. You don't go out and tell your single girlfriends your business that's happening in your household. Because all you're doing is telling your single girlfriends what it took, what you used to get your husband. And she's taking that behind your back to get your husband. She ain't taking it to get her own. She's taking it hopefully to get yours. Because she's envious of you, because she wants to destroy your household so that she can get you thrown out, so that she can take your place. She ain't got nobody. She's not your friend. Leave her the hell alone. Amen. Satan is terrible. He's playing for keeps. He wants to kill you and murder your family. Period. You don't sit down and relax around the enemy. Amen. I want you to know that I love you. Nothing you can do about it. I want you to know that I'm continuing fighting on the battlefields for the souls of our family. And I want you to know that God has a way that's mighty sweet. And I want you to know that that he that is in you is more powerful than he that's outside of you. He's already placed in you his strength. He's already got inside of you everything you need. And what he's got inside of you is stronger than what's outside of you. Amen. You're stronger than what you think you are. I love you. Nothing you can do about it. This is Reverend Sylvester Hampton, one man of God unfiltered. And I don't mind my middle name. I know that I am already a son of a female dog. I don't care. I'm here to continuing to tick Satan off. Amen. All right. You take care. Love you. Until the next time, this is Reverend Sylvester Hampton, one man of God unfiltered. Bye-bye.